Welcome to AHAtv. I'm Melissa Matani and I'm delighted to be joined by Dr. David Morrow to talk to us about Cardiogenic Shock Registry. Dr. David, so tell us, what is this shock registry and why is it important?
Yeah, it's the newest addition to the portfolio of the AHA Get With the Guidelines registries. And it's tackling a very important unmet need. Cardiogenic shock is one of the most devastating complications across the spectrum of cardiovascular disease. And our patients who present with cardiogenic shock, it still claims the lives of more than 1 in 3 of individuals. And it's also an area in cardiovascular disease where we have the least robust practice guidelines because the clinical trials are so challenging to conduct. And I think as a clinician and a researcher, and I direct our QI program in my CICU, I'm really grateful that the AHA and its industry collaborators have been able to support this resource in order to collect these critical data in such a devastating syndrome.
Absolutely. So what are the main goals of the registry? What are you really hoping to achieve through it?
Yeah, I'd say it's twofold. I think that first, we really want generation of high quality evidence. And the second is to promote best practices for the care of patients with cardiogenic shock. And we're really aiming to do that in 2 ways. I think one is to very comprehensively capture the epidemiology of shock. So who are these patients? How are they presenting? How are we caring for them? And what are their outcomes? And then at the same time to start to build an infrastructure for research where we can have efficient data capture that can support clinical trials, and also one in which we can provide real-time data to our sites so they can do their own internal quality improvement efforts. And someday we'll have a network where we can really promote that evidence and dissemination of that evidence to improve care.
And so what kind of institutions can get involved in this registry?
We're really looking for a very broad spectrum of sites. I think inclusivity is really a key element of the formula for the registry. Not only major tertiary centers that are receiving centers for cardiogenic shock patients, but also really the broad spectrum of sites that are on the front lines, regionally diverse, socioeconomically diverse. And we're investing a lot in interoperability efforts that can reduce the burden of data collection, helping sites to collect data electronically from their EHRs so that sites that typically couldn't participate in this type of registry are able to join in and contribute data.
I mean, it's really fascinating having so many different stakeholders that you're trying to get involved, but what are some of the challenges that come with that?
Well, I always say that cardiogenic shock care is a team-based sport, and it is that. It really takes a unique collaboration, in this case, between academic clinicians and researchers, the AHA, federal agencies, and also our industry partners. But even at the site level, it takes collaboration between critical care cardiologists, heart failure cardiologists, interventional cardiology, and cardiac surgeons. And it's such a heterogeneous group of patients that there's not a one-size-fits-all solution in caring for them. So it just takes an immense amount of teamwork, and we have so much more to learn.
So how much progress have you made so far?
Yeah, we've been pleased. We've made a lot of progress so far. We have approaching 100 centers that have been working with our AHA team. We have more than 2,500 records now in the registry, and I think in the preliminary looks at the data, it's really robust and representative of the types of patients we care for in our community. So far, so good.
And what is the dream vision of, why is it so important to have a streamlined response across all of these institutions?
Yeah, I think it's really to be able to deliver the best possible care as early as possible for patients with cardiogenic shock. We've had so much success through the AHA and our professional societies in caring for myocardial infarction, and it was teamwork and early recognition and care delivery. And we're behind that in cardiogenic shock, but we need to emulate that because I think once there's substantial end organ injury, we feel like clinically it's too late to provide the type of recovery that we would hope for these patients. So it's that teamwork that's necessary to provide integrated care, identify patients early, work well across institutions.
It's a great initiative, and it sounds like it has so much potential. So for people that want to get involved, what should they do apart from come and find you?
Well, it's really easy, fortunately. Search AHA Cardiogenic Shock Registry on the AHA website. It's under the quality improvement. And then you can simply email cardiogenicshock@heart.org. The expert AHA team will connect sites with everything they need.
Wonderful. Well, Dr. David Morrow, it's been fascinating to speak to you. Thank you so much. Sounds like a great initiative. I can't wait to hear more.
My pleasure. Thanks for the time.